what's up? How are you doing? Welcome to another episode of Chris Dyer's Creative Friends, a super awesome podcast show where me, your artist friend Chris Dyer, talks to your super awesome creative friends. Today I'm in Fort Collins, Colorado. I'm here to get some spiritual energy healing activations from my friend Case Parks. He's a really interesting character, an activated soul, expressing and manifesting on so many levels. I think you'll really enjoy this conversation. Yeah, welcome. Woo.
While the world is burning, got to make amends. Walk on the sunny side with a positive lens. Talks about passion between the women and the men. Chris Dyer and his creative friends, darling. Ooh, ooh,
Well, Case, how you doing, man?
Good, man. Great.
Thank you for having me over your beautiful home.
Oh, thank you.
Spending a couple of days here in Fort Collins, Colorado.
Yeah.
Where are you from originally?
I'm originally from Ohio,
Okay.
small town in Ohio, born in Indiana, and I got out of there as soon as I could. Yeah, it's kind of like I don't know. I grew up in a town that I just grew up wanting to get away from.
So where did you go?
I went to California.
Which part?
LA. Went to LA for like 2 years, started working at various jobs to make ends meet, and I realized it didn't resonate. So my whole life I had, from like 10 to 18, I had played golf every day, all day.
Okay.
That was my life. So once I got out to California, I started doing like some sheetrock and some construction work. I was like, you know what, dude, I think I can make a living playing golf. So I moved back to Ohio and became a golf professional and did that for a few years.
Nice. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't? Yeah.
No. Golf is an interesting sport because it's all about getting in the flow.
Oh, it's you against you, man. It is. I can learn more about somebody playing golf with them in 18 holes than their friggin' business partner can in like 10 years. Because it's a very revealing game.
Because you observe energetics and confidence and trust
and you know, like, you know, if I hit my ball in the shit and on the left side, and then you hit your ball down the right side, and I'm over in the shit, and you're not helping me look for my ball, that's the way it is in life. You know what I mean? But if you're over there and you're going, dude, where is it? You know what I mean? Like, where's your ball? Then you got my back in life. You know what I mean? So, and if you cheat on the golf course, dude, like, you cheat in life.
There's
like,
cheating in golf?
Yeah, you know, so usually when you play golf, you play it like you hit it where it lies. You know what I mean? There's no like improving your lie. But, you know, sometimes you hit a great shot and it just ends up in a really bad spot. And you can either like look around and you can like move your ball until it's a better lie.
Oh, okay.
Or you can go, dude, that's what it is, and dude, I gotta play it. So, yeah, you can learn a lot about somebody.
Yeah, interesting. I've never played it.
Yeah, it's a very humbling sport. Yeah.
So you were a golf pro for some years in
Golf pro till I was
California?
25, and then I decided I never wanted to play golf again. I was so burnt out, and then I went to college, majored in art and philosophy.
Oh, cool.
So I was majored in sculpture, and spent 6 years in college, then moved to New York City to make it as an artist.
Okay.
And that was awesome for 5 years until I don't know. It was like when I first moved there, you know, I'm living in this like warehouse district. This is in 95. So I'm living in like these, you know.
What neighborhood was it?
Oh my God.
Soho?
No, it was in Brooklyn. It's Greenpoint.
Okay.
Greenpoint. And so Greenpoint was like an artist community because you can afford to live there. Now you certainly can't afford to live there. It's crazy expensive. But anyway, So when I first moved there, it was like, hey man, I'm an artist. You're an artist. And it was like everything was cool. You know, it's like, oh my God, I'm living the dream, dude. I'm in New York City. And then
exciting.
it was super exciting. And then just more and more artists came, and then I was like, I don't know, I got kind of bitter. Like I was like, that's not art. Like I don't know. It was just like, it seemed too cliche. Anyway, so I invented a product while in New York City, and so I took every bit of money I had, invested in getting my product made and selling it, and yeah. So I did that for a while.
What was the product? And
it was a golf product. And I was watching the 2000 U.S. Open, and Tiger Woods had like an 11-shot lead, and he was like spending so much time lining up his ball with where okay, so in golf, you know, you might have a putt that breaks 3 feet to the left. Okay, so when you're standing over, you want to line your putter up 3 feet to the right. You know what I mean? But that's kind of tough to do like this. So I noticed that he had taken a Sharpie marker and tried to draw a line on it, but because it has dimples and shit, it was like crooked. And I was like, dude, if I invented something that you snapped on a golf ball that drew a perfect line, you know, sell it for like 10, you know, make it for like 50 cents and sell it for 10 bucks. So that's what I did. And
did it work out?
Yeah, it worked out good, dude. It worked
Nice.
out good I made some really bad decisions. It could have worked out extremely well. But yeah, so I just did that. Do you want me to keep going with this
Yeah, I want to learn all about. This is very interesting.
Okay.
You know, being an entrepreneur and coming up with ideas and actually making a follow through that manifests abundance and
supported me for a while. Yeah. So in 2008. Okay, so 2007 is when I first discovered that, dude, my thoughts leave my mind. They're actually going out into the field, and I'm creating my life. And then when I started realizing that, I realized, dude, I had created my life with all the baggage, you know what I mean? Like all the financial limitations, like, you know, there was never a crazy abundance in my life, you know? And so in 2008, market crashed. My income dropped probably like 70%. And I'm like, you know, okay, universe, this is what I want. I want to make $500 a day every day. I want to work at home. I want to be my own boss. Nobody tells me what to do. I want to take 2 vacations. I had this list of things. And I wanted to live in a beautiful contemporary home. And I'm not making any money, dude. I'm probably making like $26,000 untaxed. So whatever that is taxed, you know what I mean? Like that's nothing, dude. So, and so I'm putting this out into the universe, and I come home one day with my family, 2 young kids, and there's an eviction notice on my door.
Oh no.
And I'm like, oh my God, dude. Like, what the hell's going on? So I called the dude. I'm like, hey, bro, I've never like missed payment ever in my life. Like, what is this? And he goes, yeah, man, I haven't made a mortgage payment in 9 months. So I'm sorry about that. And I'm like, oh, fuck, dude. Like, so I lose my income. Now I lose my job. Here I am putting out, oh, I live like this. I got 500, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. And I go on Craigslist, dude. And within, I don't know, 5 minutes, I find this house in Longmont, this beautiful contemporary home.
In Colorado.
In Colorado. And yeah, which is like, 25 minutes from where I was living. And it was this ridiculously low price. And I was like, dude, I got to go look at it. So I call them. They go, I just put it up. I just put it up 5 minutes ago. I go, dude, I want to see it. I drive out there, dude. I drive out thousands of acres that nobody can build on. It's just this house with an unobstructed view of the mountains. And I'm like, dude, I'll take it. And they go, well, it's for sale. So, we're going to have showings. Do you have nice furniture? Blah, blah, blah. So my wife's like, do we really want to move into a place that we could have to move out in a month? We move in. A month later, the dude calls me and goes, I don't like these people that are showing, that are doing the running the house. Can you just take over? Can you just pay me a rent? And I'm like, sure, man. Well, what are you thinking? He goes, I don't know, man. Like somewhere between like 800 and 1,000. I go, how about we meet in the middle? So dude, so next thing I know, I'm living in this beautiful contemporary home. I'm paying $900 a month. I still don't have any income coming in. And I actually went over to a good friend of mine's house. I was picking up some marijuana, and I was like, he's like, you want to see my garden? And I'm like, yeah, dude, I'd love to. So I go in, his garage, everything's clean, nice, looks amazing. I was like, dude, I've always wanted to do this. He's
Growing weed.
Growing weed,
Uh-huh.
yeah. Because, I've smoked weed since I was, 17, 16 years old, and I just always thought it would be cool to grow your own weed. And he goes, well, dude, this is Colorado, it's legal. He goes, in fact, if you go get 5 of your friends, you can be a caregiver for them, and you can grow 36 plants.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, yeah, I think I want to do that. So my friends allowed me to do that. Dude, I start growing in aeroponics. And that's when you grow in air. The plants just hang in air, and you have a sprinkler system, and you water them like 10 seconds every 2 minutes.
Okay.
I started growing 55 pounds of weed a year. It was selling for $3,000 a pound. And I was working about 15 hours a day. I'm living in this beautiful contemporary home. I'm like, oh my God.
You manifested.
This shit's real.
Mm-hmm.
I literally manifested this with being grateful for my little list. You know what I mean? And what happened was I had so much free time that I became obsessed with quantum mechanics. I mean, absolutely obsessed with anything to do with this field of consciousness and who we are. And so I researched and researched, and I just kept following these breadcrumbs, dude, and everything started making more sense and more sense. And then one day I was watching Greg Braden. You know who that dude is?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's doing the Divine Matrix, it's like a 4-hour presentation. So I'm watching that, and I get done, and I'm so excited because the information that I'm absorbing is just like completely next level shit, dude. You'd never hear things like that in any type of school. So YouTube's like, hey, you like the Divine Matrix, you're going to love the Living Matrix. So I'm like, okay, YouTube, let's do this. So I hit it, and in the first 6 minutes, this dude is like floating his hands over these people, and they're having like these profound healings, getting out of wheelchairs, like something's happening. And so I don't want to be a healer. Never once I said, oh, dude, I want to be a healer.
Yeah.
But there was something. There was something there. I was like, this dude is interacting with this field of consciousness, and the byproduct is people are healing. And I was like, I got to read this dude's book. Buy his book. I read about 20 pages of that book, and I set it down, and I held my hands up, and I was like, oh my God, dude, I can feel this. I think I feel this. And it was like this magnetic sensation. So like whatever I would do with this hand, I could feel it in my left. I'm like, dude. So because I worked at home, I didn't have to worry about anything. So I walked around the house like a crack addict for the next month, like always playing with these sensations, because it was like this proof that I needed for me that we are made of energy. Even though I had seen the manifestations, I had seen things, yeah, it's like it could still be a coincidence, you know what I mean? It could still be lucky, like that. And I wasn't owning these concepts. I believed in them. I was hoping to God they were right, but I didn't fucking just walk in this knowing that it is right. And that's what these frequencies did. So then I obviously, after like a month, I'd have like a friend over, and I'd be like, hey dude, lay down on the couch and close your eyes. I want to float my hands over you. And
that sounds weird.
And amazingly, dude, they allowed me to. Uh-huh. Like, it was really weird. In retrospect, it was like, why did they all have such profound, why did they let me? Mm-hmm. And then why did everybody have such a profound experience? Because, not everybody has a profound experience. And the idea that all the ones that were close to me, that were like my testing ground, like anyway, the universe, I just know that this is what I'm supposed to do, because the universe was like giving me so many signs.
You're getting your proof.
Yeah. So, that's how I got into this. And then immediately when this happened, when I discovered this, that's when the universe is like, dude, Seth speaks. The law of one, the raw material, it just started introducing me to all these concepts of these beings of consciousness that volunteered to come into this plane right now for this moment to do their thing. And nothing resonated with me more as truth than that. So it's been an interesting journey to get here, dude.
Nice. That's so great too. And that's something that I like about you, because you're a spiritual healer, yet you're also just a normal dude like myself that lives life from the perspective of, just like, yeah, we're just people. So and when different people have different spiritual services and powers, there's clairvoyance, there's psychics, there's mediums, there's channelers. What would you say is your range of power? Do you even have a name for it? Energetics?
Oh, no, I don't know. I would say that I have a very limited sliver of abilities. Like, I don't see things, What I do is I feel, I can, I guess you would say empathic, and I seem to draw empathic people to me. I can obviously read people's energy and feel them, not diagnosing them, just basic stuff. Like, I can tell if somebody is truly happy or not, and if they're pulling my chain, I can just tell if somebody, my bullshit, I have a really good bullshit meter.
Yeah, me too.
And and then I think my specialty is like so precise. I almost feel like a spiritual mechanic that has a very specific tool set, and my tool set is to awaken the DNA that was unplugged from us a long time ago. So I think that when we were first designed, we were completely different, a different type of being. I don't think we ever were like, why am I here? Like, oh God, I feel separate. Like, we knew why we were here. We hadn't lost that connection, and somehow, dude, we got unplugged. I kind of lean towards the Anunnaki, myths, but I don't think they're myths.
That they worked with our DNA. That they worked with a smart monkey man.
Totally.
And mixed it with their alien DNA as to have more effective slaves to get gold 100,000 years ago, something like that, right?
Yeah. And so I guess what I'm saying is that the monkey men, they weren't worried about, why am I here? I feel separate. You know what I mean? Like, I think that we lost that connection, and I think all the ancients knew that this is the time. This is the end of the small 25,000 year cycle, the grand cycle, and dude, we're shifting into the fourth density positive. And you're either going to shift to the fourth density positive, or you're going to repeat the third density. And I don't know. That's what I see playing out in my life. It's like there's a split happening, and to simplify it, it would be the love train and the fear train, and they're going in separate directions, and they're speeding up. And even though right now we see this chaos and we see these low frequency, you could say,
narratives,
that have been pulling the strings for a while. They're going to go do their thing, but we're not living in one reality. There's a split happening because I'm living it, and I know in my life that I know who I attract. I know my experiences, and it's nothing but beautiful people like yourself. That's all I interact with are friendly, helpful people. And it's been fucking years since I've had someone like, I don't know. I don't know.
You just don't even vibe with negative people, so you don't want to waste your time with them.
It's like I've become invisible to them. You know what I mean? And
they're not attracted to you neither because they're not the same frequency.
I'm invisible. I can see them, and they can probably see me, but there's no blending. We're like in between. There's like a glass between us, and I feel like that glass is getting thicker, and it's like I really think that I think that the world that I'm moving to is a really an amazing existence.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, same here. I want to go to the positive parallel dimension or timeline. So back to your service. So
Okay.
I'm here for 2 days. You worked on me. You did a session for half an hour. Then we ate a little bit of mushrooms. I went to watch Doctor Strange,
Yeah,
which was awesome.
That was cool. I probably would have enjoyed watching Doctor Strange without the mushrooms.
Right.
You know, because there were times when I was like, the mushrooms were kicking in, and I was like, oh fuck, man, I want to watch this, man. It's like, focus.
But it was just so intense. The movie's intense in itself, and it's very interdimensional and trippy. So
super intimate.
Kind of, it helped me read it from a different perspective in a way.
Yeah.
But so we had our session yesterday, and today we had a second half an hour session.
Totally.
And you call it Reconnection.
That's the personal reconnection.
So tell me about it.
So if somebody just came in for one session, basically, I mean, what I am is antenna or a channel for a very specific set of frequencies that seems to be allowing our DNA to heal itself. So if a regular session would be you come in and basically I just start playing with these sensations. I'm watching you. Usually people's eyelids start to flutter. They have small to large registers, and so that registers how they react to it. So basically, I'm just really instinctually feeling and playing with these sensations to make them as strong as possible. And that's like a session. It's very playful. But what we did was different. Like there is no play. Like there's a very specific recipe with your meridian lines and very specific energy points. And so when I'm giving a normal session, it feels like these frequencies are almost like Wi-Fi, like going out in all directions, kind of like filling the room. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, oh yeah, just filling up this backyard. But the process you did, it even feels like a fucking beam of light, dude. Like, and when I was taught how to do it, that's really what they said. Imagine that you have a beam of light shooting into the universe, and that way. And so, I swear to God, dude, it even feels like it. So anyway, I take this beam, and I basically just go over your meridian lines, and I'm really not even watching you. I'm just going to very specific energy points and just shooting beams of light, and it has profound effects on people, and it absolutely changed my life. Something clicked in me. You know what I mean? Like something happened. I quit questioning things. Like the monkey mind immediately got turned down, and this fucker got turned up. Mm-hmm. So this is louder than this. And there is such an ease in your life when this is turned up way louder than this, because this is the dream killer. This is the dream killer, man. Like, oh my God, this feels right. I should do this. Yeah, but why would you do that? I don't see how that's going to work out. You're too old. You don't have the right connections. Blah 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 blah. And we're like, okay, fuck it, dude. I won't do it. But this doesn't get the chance now. And I think that it had to do with that process and these frequencies.
Beautiful. That's so great. So would you call this, is this what some people consider Reiki?
No, this is not Reiki. And no offense to any Reiki practitioner, because Reiki's what we had for a long time. Dude, I think Reiki's an 8-track player to this. I think, because a lot of my clients are Reiki practitioners, and they all say the same thing. I've let go of the symbols. They've let go of what they felt was restricting to Reiki, and it's more of an instinctual thing. And when a Reiki practitioner, because I used to teach people how to do this work, and when Reiki practitioners would come in, you could see when they felt the difference. Like you could see it in their eyes, and it was like, oh shit, dude, what is this? This is different. And that's the only way I know it's different, is because the Reiki practitioners come to me and tell me. And there's been work done, but no, it's called Reconnective Healing. And it seems like we first were able to start accessing these frequencies in '92. Now, that's not saying that these frequencies are, and now when I say it's different, what I mean is it's more encompassing. So if you have like Reiki and Jin Shin, and you have all these different energy healings, they're using a certain technique to access a certain spectrum. And from the research, the spectrum kind of like, it's like that instead of that. So there's that in it. There's all these pieces in it. And the thing about the reason I'm huge on this volunteer thing and how this feels right is because when we would go to these training programs to teach people how to do this, I would say a third of them have no idea why they're there. Mm-hmm. I mean, literally, dude, it's like they're a plumber, like an architect, and then I'm like, dude, why? I would be like reconnecting someone. I'd be like, so, you obviously read the book, or you wouldn't be there. No, I haven't read the book yet. And I'm like, you haven't read the book? I'm like, well, why are you here? And it always comes down to like, yeah, dude, I didn't have anything to do. My neighbor's like, hey, man, you want to go watch this guy give this talk? Mm-hmm. And he goes, I saw the talk. And I was like, dude, I think I'm going to do this. And then the next thing you know, he's getting reconnected and getting trained to do it. And I'm like, so, that's me, dude. I didn't want to be, I'm not the kind of person that's going around getting all these diplomas from these energy and putting it on my wall. I'm just like, dude, wait a second. Like the universe goes, boom, here it is. So when you see these random people, like in Close Encounters of the Third Kind, what's the dude's name?
I can't remember the name. I remember the movie though.
Yeah, when he's just drawn to Devil's Tower. I can't believe I can't remember his name. Anyway, that's literally the way I felt.
Nice. Well, it seems like everything's aligned and you're doing what you're supposed to do. It's beautiful. So I saw you have a lot of great books out there. What's some of your favorite books that you learned a lot of these spiritual philosophies that helped you believe that they're true?
Stories are like channeled information is probably the first channeled information that really changed my life was Seth. Mm-hmm. Seth Speaks, Nature of the Jane Roberts channeled information. And then so that really opened a completely different way to look at the world. And then there's always books that like, there's stories that do this amazing job of illustrating why we're here, which is like Richard Bach Illusions. Absolutely love that book. The Alchemist. And then lately, I have rediscovered the Law of One, the raw material. Mm-hmm. I found that about.
What's it about?
It's channeled information, mm-hmm. and it's probably some of the most detailed explanation of who we are and why we're here and what's going on in the cosmos that I've ever. Not that you need that information to be happy. Like my whole deal is I want people to be happy. And you don't need to know any of that shit to be happy. So I never talk about that stuff in my videos. You know what I mean? I never talk about extraterrestrial. Well, I've mentioned a few things, but you know what I mean? Like I always I'm trying to remind people that everything is inside and we have this internal compass. And I try to help people trust themselves. So I don't really get into the Law of One stuff, but dude, I love reading it. And it seems
to make you happy.
It does make me happy.
Don't you feel like understanding better who we are, where we come from, what's our place in the universe and the multiverse and the dimensions. Isn't that like a way of perceiving life from a more purposeful stance, which could help us be more happy?
I think gathering information is fun, but I don't think that
The knowing comes from somewhere else.
the knowing comes from somewhere else. Yeah, you can't learn it. You can't know it from the books. You have to do it in your life. You know what I mean? Like you. Yeah, it's like I don't think that you can get there with your brain. You can't get to where you want to be with more information. It's fun. I dig it, but I know a lot of really knowledgeable, miserable people. That's what I'm saying.
Right. So when we say channel, for those who don't know what channeling is, it's some kind of medium, channeler, psychic person opens up to a voice from from a different planet, a different dimension, a different time?
You could say that, yeah, you could say that, but you could also say that as an artist, when you fall into the zone and, you're completely present and you're there, and in sports, when you're completely in the moment and everything falls away and you allow this gift to come through you, that's channeling. That's totally channeling. Every great song that every timeless great song has been channeled. Everything's been channeled. So there's levels to it. Like we're channeling, like on some level,
This conversation. But the raw material is a person goes into a trance-like state, like a meditation, and they are basically becoming a radio for a different consciousness. And anybody that ever questions, like, oh, that's bullshit, dude, all you have to do is go to Edgar Casey. Like that, he cured 14,000 people, everything recorded. He did by going into that state and being able to determine exactly what was wrong with them and the exact medicine solution. So, if you think that that's not possible, if you think that we're not connected in this field of consciousness and that all the information is in this field, you haven't read enough books. You haven't experienced enough, dude, because we are all connected in this fucking field, dude. Like this little space, that's consciousness. That's consciousness. We're consciousness. Manifesting through physicality.
We are in this soup of I'm a little bit denser than this, and you know what I mean. Like we're all vibrating at a different frequency, and so channeling is everybody's channeling on a different level. But the Law of One and the Seth material, they are channeling a very specific stream of consciousness.
So who is Ra from the Law of One? And I know it says a lot of things, but what's the gist, the general topic of conversation there?
So I guess you could say Ra is like a social memory complex, which is very common with channeled information. It's not like one being. It's like a
data bank.
It's like a data bank
like the Akashic records.
Yes. And so I never know who I'm talking to. That's like you know what I mean? Like, cause you can't talk to everybody about this at the same level. You gotta say, where are we at here? You know what I mean? Like, do you believe in the placebo effect? You know what I mean? Like where are we at here on the power of the mind? But so what we talk, the Law of One. So I'll just say what's interesting to me. Okay. So what's interesting to me is I've heard all these people describe who we are, what's happening on the planet with the shift, like these different experiences. Okay, I'm gonna backtrack. So I remember when I was 25, I found the Hopi Indians. Like I saw this guy giving a speech in college, and I was like, I became fascinated with the Hopi Indians. I actually drove to their reservation. I don't know why, but there was a calling to that culture. And they believe that we go through these, we all chose to come and go through these 7 different worlds in 7 different universes, and we came from the Pleiades. So when I was reading, I was like, yeah, that's kind of cool. And it's like, okay, we're in the 4th world, and we're shifting to the 5th world, and so for some reason that just kind of resonated with me. But I didn't think anything of it. And then of course, these frequencies came into my life. I started realizing these Pleiadian connections, and so then I discovered the Law of One, or rediscovered the Law of One, and it goes into such detail of like this shift that's happening from 3rd density to 4th density, and the type of beings that were here. Because my whole life, I thought we all volunteered to be here. Like we all chose to go through these experiences. And then in a very important book to me, Solomon Speaks, it's the information that came through with these frequencies. So it's kind of personal, you know what I mean? Like for some reason, this particular information really hits home with me because this is what I do. You know what I mean? Like for some fucking reason, I'm an antenna for these frequencies. It says there's 2 kinds of people in this world. There's the people that were sent here, and then there's the people that volunteered to be here to help those that were sent here. And I was like, wow. It didn't fit into my beliefs. So I was like, I just left that out. You know what I mean? Like, we all volunteered. Nobody's sent here. What is this, a fucking prison planet? You mean like, so the deal is like we're going through this shift in the 4th density, and these beings, they call them the Wonders, have come back, manifested into this physical plane to help us transcend. But it starts talking about Earth, and it's like it starts basically talking that Earth is mostly people that didn't fucking make the last cut. You know what I mean? Like there was there was
cut on another planet or another
yeah. Like so, in whatever experience they were having, they were shifting from the 3rd density to the 4th density, and they didn't make the cut. So if you don't make the cut, if you don't graduate, you got to come back. And so Earth is like this collection of, and to make the cut, dude, like in an old-fashioned language, because it was in the 80s, it is an old-fashioned language. But shall I wait for this?
No, it's okay.
They call it, they don't call it the shift, they do call it shifting into 4th density, but they call it the harvest. So the volunteers have come to help increase the harvest to as much as it can possibly be. But since Earth is not a planet where all the beings are trying to get to the 4th density positive, that's why it's so difficult here, because we have a mix. We got people that were trying to shift to the 4th density negative, and they weren't fucking negative enough. So they're here, and they're trying to get, you know what I mean? Like, so we got some truly evil fuckers, and then we have people that, and most people are just, they're born, that we forget, we're programmed, and then they're fed this negative bullshit about who they are and fear everything. And so you have all these amazing beings that are just, they're fucking trapped, dude, because they can't break free of the programming out of the matrix and realize that they are worthy. You're like the universe is not out to get them, because when you shift inside, the outside changes. Like it's all perspective. We are the writer, the director of our experience, and we think that there's one way to do it, and that's right. Because if you think the world's out to get you, then the universe will fucking prove to you the world's out to get you. But when you shift to the world's always got my back, then the world has to shift to show it has your back. So
the law of attraction.
The law of attraction. It's like simple physics. And these most people are lost, dude. They're lost in their belief systems. They think that they're their beliefs. Am I rambling or are we?
No, you're
Okay.
great. I love what you're saying, Case. So, as a empathic, sensitive, spiritual person, have you done? Well, I know last night we did mushrooms together, but what's your experiences with psychedelics? Does it accentuate the feeling, knowing, experiencing? What's your experiences with that?
Okay, so I would say when I was younger, I like to do a really good dose of mushrooms like once every 5 years. So I don't need it much. You know what I mean? Like you know, I've probably only done mushrooms like a really big dose, probably
What's a big dose?
like 3 grams. That's a big dose for me.
Yeah,
You know,
that would be for me too.
yeah. Where it's like, okay, buckle the fuck up for like 6 hours. Like, you know, this is, you know, leave me alone. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to talk. I'm going in, dude. I'm going in. Don't talk. And I will tell friends, I'll be like, okay, dude, I'm probably not going to talk for like 2 or 3 hours. And then when you reach that one zone where everything is crystal clear, but without the overwhelming, you know, psychedelics of it, that's the best part. But so in the beginning, when I was younger, I thought it was absolutely instrumental in showing me another side of this world. Like it peels the curtain back, and you're like, dude, check this out. Oh my God, I can feel that tree. You know what I mean? Like, so it pulls that thick 3D veil off for a while.
That glass that you're talking about.
Yes, and so that was I always had an amazing spiritual experience on mushrooms. Now I don't get the same thing. Yeah, because I live it. You know what I mean? Like it's just different. And
You don't need
like,
it so much.
I don't need it. I don't
So
need
you
it
don't
as
have to
much.
resort to it.
Yeah, and yeah, so, but I highly recommend it for. I think it's probably it's probably 100 times better for you than antidepressant medicine. Like I really think that people that are depressed, if they, you know, took a guided, you know, ecstasy or mushroom trip to pull that veil back. Because if you've never had that veil pulled back, dude, you don't know what we're talking about. But when the veil is pulled back,
You experience reality.
there is something that is beyond tangible that changes who you are, and it stays with you. You know what I mean? It's not like you need to fucking go do it again next week. You know, and I do know people that do that push it, and I'm like, dude, I don't think you're using it right. You know what I mean? Like I personally, of course, you know, there's drugs that I don't use, right? You know, I probably drink too much coffee, probably smoke too much weed, you know, even though I smoke like 1/10 what I used to. But anyway, yeah, I think that psychedelics are of great value, and I think if you're feeling drawn to it and you have the right situation, you should do it.
Totally, I agree. So in this show that I have, many times I make a question of how we met, but in this case, I found you, not the other way around. The way I found you is I saw this video called The Volunteers, where 2 young girls, who were your daughters,
My daughters,
the
yeah.
actresses, but in the video, the time is once humanity already ascended, and the girls are reminiscing like, oh, I remember back in the
Yes.
day when we're asleep, and it's like, oh yeah, I was there. It's like,
Yeah.
what? You were one of the volunteers on planet
Yeah.
Earth trying to ascend and I was like, wow, that's amazing. I totally resonate with this because I
Yeah.
feel like I'm you know, someone who's come to planet Earth to like raise the vibration in
Yeah.
any way I can.
I absolutely have.
So I had to share it, but I didn't even know who did it. I just kind of like, I gotta share this. Like I never share anything that's not mine. Like,
Yeah,
I got a
yeah,
lot
yeah.
of my own content, but it's like, this is gold. And I shared it, and it resonated with so many of my followers. And then I felt guilty. It's like, oh shit, I've just grabbed somebody else's art and I shared it as mine. So then I looked at Everyday Masters. Who's this Everyday Masters person? Found your YouTube channel. And then I started listening to your videos, and I was like, oh, this guy's fucking cool. Like, he's not some shanty over the top, spiritual,
Yeah,
la la la
yeah.
kind of person. He's just like a dude like me,
Yeah.
doing his own service in his own flavor, reminding us who we are. So tell me a little bit about that video that you did and also where it's based from, because I know you kind of based it on Dolores Cannon's.
Yeah, it was a mix between several, because the concept that a call for help was sent out, and beings from throughout the universe, that's in the esoteric world, you can find that all over. So it was basically I had written it out from probably Bringers of the Dawn, Barbara Marciniak, Dolores Cannon, Law of One, and some other, basically any Pleiadian channeling. It talks about that. So I'd written it out, and it was actually going to be the preface of a book that I was going to write. So the preface was going to be that story. And then I was like, what if I don't write the book? Like, what if I just made this into a short video? So then I started thinking about how I was going to do it. And then I was like, dude, it would be so much better if my daughters told the story that they were two oversouls looking back on, like, what's the craziest thing you ever experienced? And it was Earth, during the shift. And then so we started to film it. And then I quickly realized that my daughters were not good enough actors for what I wanted. And so I go, dude, we're going to do it all telepathic. So we'll add the voice later.
Right.
So then we just filmed their expressions, and then I added the voice, and it worked out perfect. So, yeah.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
So what is this, Peter? You've already touched on it a little bit in what you've been telling me and us. What's this theory that there's going to be different timelines, that different souls go to the positive timeline where humanity made it, and another group have to continue doing the work on a perhaps negative timeline where shit goes down?
Yeah, I don't think it's... yeah, well, we're creating our world. So if you are fully invested into the world, apocalyptic, fight for your life shit, you're going to lean into and attract that type of experience into your life. Whereas if you have other people that are not attracting that, you see how there's like a shifting happen. As far as how the shift is going to happen, it is beyond my comprehension. The only thing that I can use to see how we're shifting to different realities is the Mandela Effect. And that, for me, I don't know, are you familiar with that?
I'm familiar with Mandela Effect, but please explain it for our viewers just in case they don't.
So the Mandela Effect is this idea that, I will say that the information that I was drawn to as far as my mentors, it was always talking about how we are literally flickering in and out of existence 1 billion times a second. So we all know that scientists tell us that this chair is 99.99999% empty space. You know what I mean? It's just like this energy, this force field, consciousness holding this atom and these chemicals together. So for some reason, I just believe it's like, and then, in science, when they go down to the smallest aspect of what they can see with the electronic microscope, it's really just energy flickering. You know what I mean? So I'm like, okay, so that kind of makes sense that we're flickering in and out of existence. And if we're flickering 1 billion times a second, and our eyes pick up 60, we're never going to fucking see how we're flickering. How the fuck am I flickering? You know what I mean? Like, if you're flickering way faster. So
how does that relate to the Mandela Effect?
Exactly. So that was in my background. Okay, that was like, okay, well, I don't understand that, but that's what science is saying, and that's what these people are saying, and the other things they're saying resonate. So, and then they were talking about you're constantly shifting through parallel realities. You don't notice the differences because the differences are so small. But one day, you're going to start to notice these differences, and you're going to discover that you're living in, you're going to become conscious of two different realities at the same time. Now, it's like, what the fuck does that mean? Like seriously, like I don't even, like two different realities, like I don't understand. But even though I didn't understand, I was like, okay, cool. Like, I'm not going to throw away the other information because I can't understand this. So I kept seeing this Mandela Effect on YouTube. I'm blowing it off. And then all of a sudden, one day I just click it, and within an hour, I became conscious of like 50 things that I know for a fact, 1000% happened in my reality. And in this reality, it doesn't exist. And I mean, okay, so when I was a kid, we had these things, it was called Publishers Clearinghouse. And there was this dude, Johnny Carson was the Tonight Show host, and he had this sidekick named Ed McMahon. And Ed McMahon was the spokesperson for Publishers Clearinghouse. And so in the mail, you get this Publishers Clearinghouse, you know what I mean? And you would fill it out, and then you would send it in. And the winner, Ed McMahon, would show up at your door with the big fucking check, and you'd win like $100,000 and be like balloons and shit. So I just remember always filling out those things and fucking sending them out like, dude. And then you would watch, and Ed McMahon would be at the door, and then they'd surprise somebody, and I'm like, dude, yeah. Well, dude, in this reality, Ed McMahon never worked for Publishers Clearinghouse. He never showed up at anybody's door with the big fat check. Uh-huh. You know what I mean? Like, no, dude, I didn't make that up. Yeah. And hundreds of thousands of people remember exactly what I remember.
Yeah.
So I'm living in a different reality, a different timeline than the reality that I grew up in. And dude, I remember John F. Kennedy, and I was a conspiracy dude, and I remember like, dude, there's no way this Lee Harvey Oswald dude shot 3 bullets and killed him from a fucking window. Like, no way. And you could tell that the final shot blew the back of his head off.
Yeah.
And Lee Harvey Oswald's behind him. So you're like, well, dude, you fuckers are lying to us. So I'm gonna find out what's up. So I probably invested, 60, 80 hours of my life researching this over like 10 years, maybe 100 hours, like enough, too much, you know what I mean? And then I go to it now, and John F. Kennedy is in a stretched limousine, and there's 6 fucking people in that car. And right when I saw it, I was like, what the fuck? This is, how did it change? This is the same crappy, 8mm fucking film, the Supprider or Zapper fucking film or whatever. And
so the Mandela Effect, what does that mean? That
so the
there is another parallel version of this reality where it was how you remember it as a kid.
So that's the thing is
died at a particular
so
time.
Exactly. So there's multiple realities, and as we are shifting to a reality that better matches our frequency, we start to notice these changes. It's like, wait a second, that's and literally, dude, the only reason I made my first video was because of the Mandela Effect. And what happened was, as I'm watching these, everybody's freaking out. The Christians are like, it's Satan. Satan's fucking tricking us. And then it's like, oh my God, it's the D-Wave computer. It's CERN. CERN has smashed the energy. They created something.
Yeah, the collider.
And everybody is afraid, and everybody's going, I feel alone. Everybody thinks I'm crazy. And I'm living in Mexico at the time, and over that month, I had called all my friends and some of my family, and I had said, hey, dude, do you remember Captain Crunch? Or Cap'n Crunch, CAP-N. Like, what do you remember? And they're like, Captain, dude, it was fucking Captain. Like, they didn't even do those abbreviations back in the 70s. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? And I was like, yeah, dude, I thought it was Captain Crunch too. Yeah. Every single person that I talked to remembered what I remembered. And then I was like, God, that's weird. How come everybody that I know remembers what I remember, And then all these people feel lost. And I was like, oh my God. Everybody that I'm talking to, I've given them a session. I've like given them is there a similarity between these frequencies and people waking up and starting to become conscious of two different realities? So I was like, dude, I'm making a video. And until that point, nobody ever gave a shit anything about what I said. I was saying, hey, dude, something's going on. People are like levitating off the table. I'm just an everyday dude, and I don't know what's going on. But when I walk up to people, they're like leaving their body and shit. Like, this is real. Nobody cared. Nobody ever said anything. I threw that Mandela Effect video out, dude. It was like 250,000 views. It was like, oh my God, people care. Like, oh my God, people do care. I found my niche. I found like that was supposed to be. And ironically, my biggest insecurity is my voice and being in front of the camera and talking about this stuff and thinking people think I'm crazy. Those are three big ones. And so I had to step through, because really all I want to do is be able to support my family doing what I'm here to do. And one of the things is this frequency. And I couldn't do that because I don't know. I just could not do that. And so when I stepped through my biggest fears, that's when the universe allowed me to start supporting my family with just doing healing sessions. And so yeah, I think that in a way that's what we're all going through right now with this shift. I think that we're being forced to step through our biggest fears. And so yeah, I think that's one of the things that's happened with this energy. People, their fears are coming up, and they're forced to step through them, and it'll be the greatest thing they've ever done. The greatest thing they've ever done.
So you're talking about your YouTube channel. You started doing some videos on YouTube, and you got some following. It's called Everyday Masters.
Everyday Masters, yeah.
What's it about? What do you talk about? Tell me a little about that.
I guess first I was just like started telling my story, what had happened to me, and I actually didn't even. I had been exposed to this incredible knowledge of like this new way of looking in the world, and I had this passion about talking about it. So I didn't even mention the healing works that I was doing. I just started talking, telling stories, and trying to tell people that, something wonderful is happening. You know what I mean? Like, we're literally, how fast our consciousness is expanding. Like, we're expanding like 300 years in like fucking 2. You know what I mean? Like we're exploding into remembering who we are. And I just wanted to talk about really cool stuff like that. And then I finally started talking about the healing sessions that I was doing. And then I was like, hey man, I guess there's crazy things happening. And like sci-fi type of otherworldly shit happening. And I don't come across as like one of these new agey, dudes that are always talking about that, even though that's what I believe, and I say, so then, thank God that this one dude said, this guy's full of shit. The energy, people levitate, and this is bullshit. And I took that to heart. I was like, oh, really? I go, okay, do you want to see what I see? And then I started posting videos of my session because to me, dude, it was like sacred. It was like, this isn't supposed to be seen.
Yeah, it's private.
This is private, dude. This is sacred. This is something magical is happening. And I didn't want to. And then I realized, oh, fuck. People don't see what I see. They need to see this. You know what I mean? Like something in them goes, oh, not like, oh, that's going to happen to me, but like, oh, dude, that's really
the
happening.
mind needs evidence.
The mind needs evidence, yeah. So I was very grateful that dude like challenged me, and I was like, yo, I'll show you some shit you've never seen before, and I'll do it in a way that looks pretty easy. You know what I mean? Like it
without having to be all woo woo or put on some particular clothes to look spiritual or whatever.
Yeah. Like I think people in the spiritual world, they complicate this too much. What you should really be concerned with, like, are you a good person? Like, are you happy? And dude, like if that's what you are, then that's when you really start helping people. You know what I mean? Like you, I don't know. I think that this game of life and breaking out of this matrix is so much easier. And maybe it's me wallowing in these frequencies that is just like awakened me to the point to where things are less. This is the best metaphor for my life, okay? And it's a Hopi Indian metaphor. And it said the energy on the planet is going to be getting stronger. It's going to be becoming swifter. It's going to be moving faster. And what we've been doing is we are clinging to the sides of the fucking shore. And what we're clinging to is what we believe is true. And what we know. Like, this is what I know, this is my reality, and I'm clinging. Well, dude, the river's running faster and faster, and you are going to get beat up if you're clinging to, this is it, this is it, this is it. And so the Hopi Prophecy goes, what you need to do is push off from the shore, keep your head above water, and know that the river has its own destination. And look around and see who's floating with you. And that is what I'm doing. Yeah. I'm only looking around, seeing the people that are floating with me. And it's like, where are we going? I don't know, but it feels good. Right. It feels good. And
you're surrendering to the flow.
And you're surrendering to the flow and having a complete trust that these feelings that I get that guide me through my life are coming from the non-physical aspect of me. And I do not question them because I know that my greatest concept of what can happen for me is my higher self's bottom of the barrel. So I just trust myself, and the struggle is gone. And and it's gone because I changed on the inside. I changed the struggle. I quit fighting the Illuminati. I quit fucking fighting all the fucking shit, and I became invisible to it. And so now I'm trying to tell people, you can become invisible to it. We're not all going in the same direction. We're all going in our own direction, and you do not allow them to do not allow somebody to take your power away from you, because I don't know. It was like last night, dude. We were in the drive-in, and I kept thinking about, if you hear somebody else that's talking too loud, you just turn your volume up. But your volume is the same thing they're listening to underneath, so it doesn't affect them. You know what I mean? So it was like this. I don't know. There was some type of feeling like walking in your own knowing, and when you hear bullshit, turn your shit up. Yeah. And just
live your reality, as long as it's not interfering in other people's, and hopefully we're all connected and going to the same place at the end of the day.
Yeah, totally. We're all we're all going to the same place in the end, man.
Totally. So tell me the importance of myths. It seems like back when we were kids, we were told that the future was bright, that we would figure out technologies to solve our human problems, and that we would mature into a more united, happy humanity, that everything was going to be beautiful. But now, as we get closer to future that's always not here, it seems like this topic, it seems like the narratives and the movies are mostly about some terrible apocalyptic bad thing that's looming, and because we believe in this, we're actually attracting it. So what's the importance of positive people like yourself to rewrite future history and create new mythos? We got Star Wars, we got the Marvel movies that we love, and I know you're writing a children's book and even a mini series. Tell me a little bit about all this.
Yeah, dude, I see a positive future. I really do, and it's just mind-blowing that every single show has that dystopian feel. Even the good ones. We were talking about Real One. We both thoroughly enjoyed Real One. But dude, fuck that reality, man. Like, you know, like trailers on top of trailers, and everybody's just like, you know, in this virtual reality
Real
world.
Player One, yeah.
Real Player One. Yeah, is that what I said? Or I
Yeah,
said...
you said Real One.
Oh, yeah,
I was
Real
like,
Player...
Rogue
yeah.
One? No.
Yeah, Real Player One.
Real
yeah.
Player One, which it has fun aspects because of the virtual reality, but it's like people got sucked in too deep into that world, and it's not that fun in reality.
I embrace technology, but I also am leery of the... oh my God, what's the Disney show or the Pixar show? The robot, he cleans up trash. Wall-E. You've seen Wall-E, right?
I think it's a long time ago.
Oh, okay, yeah. I have kids, so I watch those. But yeah, Wall-E's basically like, you know, the technology is taken over, and basically everything comes to them, and they're all like obese and overweight and can't even walk anymore. And like, so it's like, you know, I embrace technology, but there are some parts you're like, dude, I don't know if this is headed in the right direction. You know what I mean? Like this, I guess everything can be abused.
Well, technology in itself is not negative. It's those who are controlling technology and how much we use a technology to cop out from a reality we don't prefer, perhaps, as we would use anything else.
Back to your question, though, I do think that new stories, new myths, anything that can remind people how amazing they are, and I don't know. We need some more positivity, dude. We need some more uplifting stuff. Have you watched Ted Lasso?
I don't think so. No.
Yeah, it's just this show about like this football coach that goes to London and becomes a soccer coach. Knows nothing about soccer, football, and it's just fucking. It just makes you feel good to be alive. Like you're like, oh God, a good guy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's so many few good characters that make you.
You know,
like,
fall in love with humanity, and they're like, you know, we're all so cute. I love humans, you know, even the quote unquote negative ones. Their personalities in itself, and that's its own joy of expression. Tell me a little bit about your books that you're reading or writing.
So it started off with. I just was like, one day I was like, I got a pretty good story to tell. You know what I mean? Like, I should probably tell my own story. So I wrote it out into like a screenplay format, and there were hidden jewels in there. I had never written anything. So, you know, it was like a first draft, you know, bombing out the first draft, and you're like, okay, 20% of this works. You know what I mean? Like 20% of this is good. So I just started telling my story of how it's really about this awakening, and how it takes these very interesting characters, everyday characters that are dealing with the same bullshit that everybody else is dealing with, you know, not feeling worthy, hate their job, you know, working too much, just your average day stuff, and how they're bumping into this dude. They randomly are drawn to bumping into this dude that ignites something inside them, and they start to shift, and then they bump into somebody and they start to shift. So it's like this rippling effect of this awakening, so it's like a modern day superhero, but they don't wear capes, they don't fly and shit. It's about them healing themselves and the world around them, and so it's like a good, you know, and it's funny, you know, it's yeah, I dig it. I love it.
Nice.
I love it. Yeah.
Well, thank you for creating new myths to help us have a good direction and manifest the positive future that we should all go to. As I think we would prefer that from some dystopia.
Yeah.
So you see that we're right now as humanity in a point of evolution. We're learning, we're growing, we're facing our fears, we're trying to go through it, we're trying to like raise our vibration and go back to the light and hopefully unite. But on the reality of things, or at least its appearance, it seems like there's a lot of division and anger and negativity and a lot of bad things happening. How do you see the world right now with those parameters, knowing the ending of the movie? it's going to end up good. But
Yeah.
seeing that it seems like almost impossible that we'll like make it.
Yeah, well, I think that a majority of people are going to have to repeat their density. I do. I feel like they're programming. Like, dude, this is Earth, man. This is the real deal, and it's super challenging. And you know, like last night we were talking about how you can have this amazing spiritual, multidimensional, out of this world experience, and like 3 days later you forget about it. Like you're back to the dense 3D reality. So dude, this is a very challenging adventure. And I don't know.
How do you observe Babylon and their efforts to keep us from evolving?
Well, they're doing everything in their power. Like they're awesome at it. They're impeccable at their programming. You know what I mean? Like truly, it's otherworldly. I mean, it from every aspect. When you look at every aspect of our reality, from everything, dude. Like the division that has been created, it's spectacular. Like it's spectacularly evil, dude. It's they're really good at it. And it's tough. It's tough to break free of the dense programming on Earth. So I don't know what's going to happen. I know that I'm feeling good, and I'm just trying to like scream from the love train, come this way, dude. Like trust yourself, man. Like
come on this side.
Come on this side,
it feels
dude.
better.
Life's different. Yeah.
We can do this. Let's just accept each other, have forgiveness,
And
understanding,
I don't have any
compassion.
programs or anything. Like, dude, everything that I believe and can do it's in my videos. Like, I wish I had classes to tell somebody, but I don't, man. It's like, dude, this is all I know. You know, this is everything I know. And
yeah, it's all for free.
if it works for you, dude, then yes. And if it doesn't, then cool. Like, I don't know.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow, I like that perspective. So we're coming to the end of our conversation. Would you have some final words of wisdom? I know the whole conversation's being words of wisdom, but would you have any final suggestions to anybody watching this show right now?
I would say that quit worrying. I would definitely quit. I would only read and focus on things that are helping you reach who you want to be. Like finding out all the bullshit and how all the corruption is going on, that is absolutely not going to help you. And a lot of people that I attract, they have a job that they really don't resonate with. They want to do more. They feel like they're here for a purpose, and they don't know what that purpose is. And when you're feeling like that, it's really difficult to find your purpose, because you're thinking about something that is so big, and if you're out of alignment, if you're out of tune, and you're trying to find something big, dude, it ain't gonna work. It's gonna be like it's gonna work out the opposite. So I say, focus on the mundane, everyday things. Like if you have 5 things to do, if you have to respond to emails, you have to go to the store and get food, you have to do laundry, you have to whatever, you gotta walk your dog. Out of those things, one of those things is going to feel a little bit more exciting. You know what I mean? Like usually we schedule our day with our mind. So we'll be like, okay, I'll put the clothes in here, I'll go to the store, I'll drop this off. Like that's the way we schedule. We do it to be efficient, because we're locked into this linear mode and we want to have more time, save time. But if you start arranging your day by what feels right, I guarantee you every fucking decision you make based on one feeling better instead of being the right time. If it feels right, your higher self is going, yes, oh my God, they get it. And when you make that decision, your vibration rises. And then the next decision you make, your vibration rises. And then the next thing you know, you have a different stream of thoughts coming through your head, because you're vibrating at a higher frequency. If you're fucking depressed, you're not going to bring in like what you're going to do with the rest of your life. But if you make the small decisions based on what feels right, your vibration rises, you get momentum going, and all those big choices, you never have to make them because the universe brings them right to you, and you go, this feels right. I want to do this. Let's see what happens. And so that's the best thing I can say to anybody, dude.
Nice, man.
Is the small stuff.
Well, thank you so much for
You're
having
welcome,
this
bro.
lovely conversation
Yeah,
with
you're
me.
welcome,
And thank you guys for watching Chris Dyer's Creative Friends. I hope you enjoy this talk. Please like, subscribe, comment, share, and I'll see you next time. Blessings. Woo!
Peace. Nice, dude.
Boom. Sick.
Next episode, my guest will be Roman Villagrana.
We're here to unify the planet as one tribe, and that's the 13th tribe. And how we become this tribe is through self-initiation. No one can initiate you, no one can accept you into this tribe. It's something that you have to initiate yourself into this tribe. And the only thing that you have to do is express yourself. And why this is important is because all the problems in the world are from people judging themselves to the external, which is the first mistake that we can ever do. Because we are not anything compared to the external world. We are all very unique individuals, and we really have to honor that uniqueness.
So please make sure to subscribe, like, comment, and share. Big thanks, and see you next episode. Peace.